So I'm going to apologise in advance for the wind. I haven't actually started recording at the beginning of my walk either, so yeah, started a bit through. You know, when you just want to get going and you forget to actually even get the camera out. It's silly, but hey ho. So yeah, quick wild camp tonight, last minute. Coming out in the onetigris scaena. It's a new tent, so really wanted to test it out and see what it was like. It is a bit breezier than I expected up here, but I should have known better really. But it should be absolutely fine. The weather's meant to stay pretty nice for the actual night, so yeah, should be okay. So it's I'm going to do a 5-mile hike. It's a round trip really, a 5-mile hike to get to where I want to go. Haven't quite decided where that is yet. I think you kind of just have to go with the flow a little bit sometimes. And then yeah, 5 miles all the way back. It's a beautiful, beautiful landscape we have around us. It's just absolutely stunning. Just so much beauty. You can see some people up there. It's quite a popular walking site by the looks of it, and probably wild camping site as well. Not sure what the rules are on it. Obviously it says no fires, no open fires. Wouldn't be doing that anyway. It's been dry, although we've had a little bit of rain over the last couple of days. It's still, by comparison, very, very dry. So certainly won't be doing any open fires. I have got my little stove, which will cook some food on in a bit. Actually bought some burgers. Yeah, I did consider doing steak, but I thought I just fancy burgers, with the weather being as nice as it is. Yeah, anyway, I'll check back in shortly. Yeah, boggy. Watch out for the bogs. If you're walking at night, be very, very cautious of these. They can be very deep and you can get stuck. And it gets very cold when you're wet up on hills like this. See you shortly. Got to one of the points I wanted to. As you can see, there's a water source here. I do actually have a life straw, which is a filter, water filter, which you can carry with you. Which hopefully I won't have to try out, but if I do, I'll give it a go. I'll obviously boil my water first and then try it as well. I do have some water purifiers as well. You can never be too careful. You never know what's in the water. But yeah, absolutely stunning again. So yeah, just continuing on my route. Checking with you shortly. Just stopping really to give a few more views. Just looking over there. And if it's really, really windy, over there, so. But we'll see. It is a lot windier than I expected, as I say. So just absolutely beautiful. Still warm, it's not cold, but it's yeah, it's definitely windy. Windier anyway. Probably not the best way to try out my new tent, but who knows, might be absolutely fantastic. The onetigris scaena has been rigorously tested by others. I watched a lot of reviews on it before I actually bought it, and yeah, every review I've found has been completely and utterly surprised by it. So who knows, it might be amazing, we'll see. So I've just come to a bridge which has obviously got a beautiful natural stream running all the way through. All the way down through here. I think there's another one just over there as well, which is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely got a supply of water if I need it. Hopefully I won't need it, but I didn't bring a huge amount. I should probably bring more water or drink what I've got and, you know, risk drinking the natural stream. Plenty of people do it, so I haven't heard anyone's died recently, so it's obviously not too bad. This beautiful bit of woodland here. Obviously these are some of the older trees, but you've got so many young trees as well. And just coming to this natural bridge here, not obviously man-made. Again, beautiful stream running all the way down, just all the way down through the valley. Yeah, absolutely stunning. And now we're going up, so I'll check back in shortly. So I think I found my pitch for the night. It's still a little bit windy, a little bit exposed, but it's probably the best out of the bad bunch. Up a big hill, so yeah, it's kind of, I'll be setting up shortly. Yeah. So the tent's pretty much all set up now. I've just got to put my stuff inside, my sleeping bag, my sleeping mat. But I've been really exposed, like loads of people have seen me. And I thought I was a little bit out of the way, but I thought this time of night people wouldn't want to come up this high, but obviously I was mistaken. We live and learn, I suppose. But I don't know, I don't think anyone will say anything. I mean, what's the harm? And if they want to come over and have a chat, they can do. But yeah, here's the tent. Anyway, I'll check back in shortly. Okay, so it's currently 7:05, and I haven't eaten anything since midday-ish, so a little bit hungry now. So I'm probably just gonna eat some food, which you're probably not going to be able to see very well. Again, I didn't bring all of my camera equipment, purely because I lost some of it. Don't know where it went. But anyway, so apologies for the camera angles and stuff. But we'll do our best. So, well, that sun's coming back out again. Felt like it's going to rain a little bit, a couple of times, but it hasn't. Stayed off. I am very conscious that actually I feel quite exposed here, not from the weather, but from people. I'd hoped at this time of night there can be a lot less people around. Sadly, that's not the case. I didn't do a recce before I came. I didn't check to see kind of how popular the location was or anything else. So yeah, it's alright. I mean, the tent's up. I don't think anyone's going to come up and get me tonight and say, you've got to come down. I very much doubt it anyway. Disappointing thing about the tent, and actually I think they did say it in one of the reviews, was there wasn't enough tent pegs actually given. And yeah, there wasn't. I'm literally two or three short. And I should have checked, to be fair, so partly my fault, but I definitely should have checked. But, you know, live and learn, don't you? Yeah, anyway, food. So, got burgers tonight with some smoked cheese. The burger buns, yeah, they're a bit squashed. Sorry, right in my face. They're a bit squashed, but you know, that happens. Never mind. I've got 4 burgers, but I'm cooking 2. I'm probably not even going to manage 2. I'm absolutely exhausted, I'm not going to lie. My fitness level and my weight obviously have a huge bearing on how far I can walk and stuff, and I've done, you know, 9 kilometres, 10 kilometres, which is not much to some people, you know, and I get it, you know, it's my own fault. I've allowed myself to put on weight and stuff. You know, it's nobody else's fault. It's simple. I enjoy my food too much, and yeah, I enjoy the bad foods too much. But it is completely my fault. So yeah, but I feel like I deserve a good burger tonight. I had, you know, had a salad for my lunch. I am trying to be good again, trying to lose a bit of weight. It's not going to harm me in any way to lose some weight, is it? So yeah, that's part of my journey. But also getting out into nature and wild camping. It's really good for the mental health. It's really good for the mind. It's tiring, but it's beautiful. I mean, I've got birds chiming around me and other things as well, you know. It's just the nature in itself, and the greenery and browns and different colours, and the sunlight and daylight. Well, sunlight and daylight are probably the same thing, but you know, actual sun when we get it here, it's yeah, extremely good for you. So yeah, there we go. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off for a bit. I'm gonna have some food, and then I'll check back in when I go to bed. Good night for now. Hello. So I've had my burgers. They were nice. I struggled to eat 2. Not because I'm not a big eater. I just think when you've hiked and exhausted yourself, you often don't feel particularly hungry. Well, that's what I find anyway. Quite tired. I mean, it's coming up for 8 o'clock now. I started hiking, I don't know what time I started hiking actually, no idea. It wasn't so much the length. I mean, I can happily walk, you know, 10 miles. It was the uneven terrain, and it was really uneven. Obviously up, down, which is great, you know, it's not going to be a bad thing. I'm not complaining about it. It's just a lot. Especially when you're carrying a lot of weight on your back as well. Obviously I had a lot of equipment, my tent and stuff, which I was carrying on my back. So yeah, it all weighs down, doesn't it? On the plus side, tomorrow I'll be a little bit lighter because I'll have drank some of my water, and I'll have had a couple of Pepsi Max and rums, so I'll definitely be a bit lighter tomorrow, which will probably make it even easier. I'm just sat in my tent at the moment just because it's a little bit breezy. It's not like massively breezy, but it's just a little bit breezy, so I'm just sat in the tent at the minute, just chilling. The sun's starting to go down, so it's certainly getting colder, so I'm just sat inside. I might have 40 winks, maybe, I don't know, I'll decide, see how I feel, and then nip out when it's dark, just to show the stars. When I find when I am out in places like this, you know, the difference in the amount of stars you can see, it's just incredible. The amount of light pollution we have in our day-to-day lives is unreal. And you can't really appreciate the sky at night in a built-up area. So yeah, it's yeah, it'll be good tonight. Hopefully I'll get some nice pictures. Anyway, I'll check in later. So the time's about 8:15. Kind of sitting here a bit quietly. There's a few people earlier with some dogs who came up. One of them was still on the rock and was like, "Found it." I'm not sure what they were talking about. I'm not sure whether they were talking about my tent or whether they were talking about something else entirely. And I think, and this is my thing, this is my contention with wild camping. So as long as you respect the land and you leave no trace, I don't see a massive issue with it. I think, you know, these spaces are, I appreciate they don't want everybody coming on and starting fires and things like that. I get it, you know. There needs to be an etiquette for everybody. And I think for, you know, for every wild camper I've spoken to, there most definitely is. We all say no trace, leave no trace, and respect the land, look after the land, because it's important. You want to be able to go out into these spaces and use them. And this is such a beautiful piece of land, and it'd be a shame if there isn't any camping allowed. I think there probably is. I mean, people I've spoken to have said they've come and camped up here before, so I can't see there being too much of an issue, but yeah, just keeping kind of a little bit quiet and out of the way now. The last thing I want to have to do is take the tent down and then walk back 5 miles, so especially in the dark. Yeah, don't fancy that. Don't fancy it'll be nearly 6 miles. Yeah, not in the dark. There's lots of rivers and lots of big rocks, lots of cliff faces, big hills. So yeah, don't fancy that one. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll keep you informed. Right guys, well, I'm going to turn in. It's pretty cloudy out there, so I'm not going to see any stars. But yeah, I'm going to turn in for the night. So, good night everyone. See you in the morning. Good morning everyone. So, yeah, okay sleep. Bit breezy still. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was, like I say, it was a bit windy, but wouldn't say it's anywhere near as bad as I expected it to be. There was a little bit of rain overnight, not a huge amount, just a little bit. Absolutely fine, stayed nice and dry. The only downside I found is obviously where I couldn't peg out the tent properly. The fly and the inner touched at the bottom of my bed, which meant that my sleeping bag got slightly damp just at the bottom. I should have bought some spare pegs, so it's my fault. Although I would say onetigris, you should provide enough pegs. You've got, you know, so many peg out points. You're aware of how many peg out points you've got, and you've only provided so many pegs. It's just, yeah, weird. But hey. But yeah, no, slept really well. I'm just going to grab myself some breakfast. I've got Quaker Oats golden syrup this morning, so yay. And then I'll get packed up and set on my way. It's currently 10 to 6 in the morning. Like I say, slept reasonably well. Probably say 6-7 hours. Yeah. He says yawning his head off. yeah, 6-7 hours. So not too bad really. Not too bad. Anyway, check in shortly. So the time is now 20 to 7. So I've got packed down, and yeah, this is what you see now. Always leave no trace. You know, other than a few tent peg holes, you're not going to find anything here. No rubbish, it all goes with me. If you bring it in with you, take it out with you. Bearing in mind, especially things like, you know, drinks or whatever, it's all lighter now because you've used some of it. So just take it with you. It costs you nothing to take it with you, but it'll cost nature everything if you leave it behind. So just be conscious, be aware, keep the beauty beautiful, and then wild camping, like on Dartmoor, can become available in other places. I hope that's what they're trying to do. It's really important to look after the nature we have around us. Anyway, checking you out. I'm going to go and climb a mountain, I suppose. A small mountain. Big hill. Yeah, see you shortly. So just walking along the roadway along to my car, and there is nature at its best, I suppose. that's where I was, on top of that big rock at the end there. Not sure if you can really see it from here, but yeah, which mountain am I on? There we go. Yeah, that big one at the end there. Like I say, it's not really a mountain. Some people, that'd be really easy. To me, it wasn't, but my God, did I enjoy it. It's just such a place of beauty. Hi everyone, just want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, get out there if you can. Get out into the beautiful world we live in.